Well, I feel like you're dealing with a family situation because we have the Ten of Cups in the center. This may involve an earth sign because we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So this can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn that you're dealing with. Okay. I can also see a Leo because we do have strength next to the Queen of Pentacles. There's a family situation, a family, maybe even children involved in a situation. And I'm trying to see here because it's so interesting that we have the Nine of Cups, sacrificing a wish. It's like sacrificing a desire, needing strength to overcome that, because it's almost like what you wanted, your dream family, your dream home, you're needing to sacrifice the idea of it or some aspect of it, because reality is different than what you wanted it to be. So there may be a period of mopiness, melancholy, but ultimately this is a good thing, because by walking away from this false fantasy, you're seeing things for what they are, and you're able to actually be present emotionally and experience what is in front of you and the world you do have. And this ultimately leads to transformation, with the Judgment card being the overall energy. New life, new way of perceiving life, perceiving home life, family, children, relationship dynamics with children or, parents, or with ex-spouses or people we have children with. That's all possible here. I want to say that there's an understanding, or there's a realization that something that maybe wasn't emotionally mature, maybe it was a time in the relationship, or maybe it was you or the other person, this emotional immaturity, it didn't get anybody anywhere. And ultimately what it's doing is it's leading you to not getting what it is you want. You're realizing your mistakes. I think you were too feisty. Well, let's see. Let me draw some oracle cards here and see what we get. It's not terrible, because ultimately what it is you're seeing the situation for what it is, and you're finally maybe understanding that things aren't what they appeared to be or what you wanted them to be, what you hoped them to be. And that's okay, though, because things are okay just where they are. I think there's been mistakes made, maybe, for some of you, but it's taken you a great deal of strength to overcome and learn the lessons that you've needed to learn. Now it's walking away from things that no longer serve you. It's like letting go of all this extra baggage and crap that, doesn't matter. It's like in letting go of something with the Psi card, in letting go of something, that's where you find your fortune, and that's where you find something that works for you. A merchant talks about contract, agreement, negotiations. Sorry. And so it's like finally understanding something and having a concrete plan about how you're going to make your life better. Realizing that, you know what, it doesn't have to be that way. Let's look at Judgment. It doesn't have to be the way you originally desired it to be. On the Judgment card, we have child, room, and then we have melancholy. Sorry, this cat is driving me crazy. So basically, starting new with the baby card. The room card talks about secrets, can talk about things that we've secretly desired, maybe not speaking out about that, but I kind of see this family situation tying into that, where we're wanting things to be an ideal way, realizing that it doesn't have to necessarily be that in order for us to find happiness. And this is a new realization after some melancholy, though. You know, after a period of because I feel like right now you're not satisfied with where it's at, and I think that's why you're jumping to do things to make it where you want it to be, but it's never going to be exactly perfect. And it's like, let's look at the Hangman and realizing it's honestly the best thing that you could have done for yourself. If you truly want the home that you want and you truly want the environment that you want, you need to let go of someone. And you don't have to even be with this person anymore. This can be, again, a Leo or an Earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But ultimately, you gotta let them go because you're carrying that weight. You're carrying that desire with you, and it's just holding you back from where you ultimately want to go. It's held you back for thus long, you know? Let me look at this night. I think you jumped. You've made rash decisions and you've jumped and you've done things that maybe now you're looking back and you're realizing it didn't express what you ultimately wanted to express, or you didn't do things the way you ultimately wanted to do them. Now you're looking back and you're analyzing past history maybe, and you're understanding that it was like a negative turn of events with the Thief card. But I don't think you were acting in a very, I don't know, and with the Pleasure Seekers card, this can be like, you know, frivolous behavior. And it left you in a position where you're single. Or it can be that you're learning to rebuild faith and strength and hope through this period of time where either you are with this person or you're not with this person, whomever it is for you. However, whatever it is, I see you either just emotionally letting go of this person if you're not presently with them, or if you're physically with them, I see you letting them go physically. Because ultimately, this isn't serving you. This relationship is not serving you. I have to say, for some of you, I think you're living a very sheltered life, and I'm surprised that the Hermit didn't come out here, but I kind of feel like you're very focused on just home life and being home with family. And I want to say for some of you, money is a concern. Maybe you're working on materializing more wealth for yourself, and that's your primary focus rather than love. But I kind of feel like this is a month where you're more focused on career, focused on money, focused on prosperity. But what's very interesting is we have the Three of Wands at the end of this, and it kind of says to me that there are going to be multiple maybe offers or options throughout the month of November for you. And I see them coming in unusual or very erratic ways, kind of like you're just not expecting it, you know. Can be when you're out, maybe you're just going to get gas at the gas station, or you are grocery shopping, or you're, I don't know, whatever you do on a regular basis. I think that's where you might be running into somebody. But I do see a big focus on, okay, how am I going to materialize more wealth for myself? And you being like the magician in that way. I also want to say that for some of you, love has been a challenge. Maybe you have felt like you don't deserve love, or there's some type of doubt about whether or not love is for you. And you've held on to this belief for far too long. I think this is a belief that maybe you've carried for some time, maybe since childhood, and it may be something that unfortunately for some of you was ingrained in you. It was taught to you as a child from family. And so this is something that I think you have been working on, and if you haven't been, this month of November may be a month where you start doing that. And it's in healing these wounds that you manifest love for yourself, and you bring love to your doorstep with the Three of Wands. Be on the lookout for communications via, I don't know, social media, text, email, however you communicate, because that can be a way to get some communications as well, or some offers. If you are on like online dating or anything like that, I think you're going to get multiple offers this month. I want to look at the Five of Cups. I'm sorry, Five of Pentacles. Why am I not pronouncing it correct here? Sorry guys, I've been doing readings all day, trying to get caught up. So yeah, there's a lack of belief in love, in that love is for you. And it's in rebuilding that faith and rebuilding that I want to say rebuilding that trust too. That, you know, love can be for you. Because for Scorpios, trust is a big thing, you know, and it's really hard for a Scorpio to trust. It's something that builds over time, and even then, how much does a Scorpio really trust anybody? I mean, do we honestly even trust ourselves, you know? And I say that because I'm a Scorpio moon. I have a bunch of different things in Scorpio, so I can relate to the energy. But this is really about you learning to have faith in not only love, but have faith in yourself too, that you can find love. Look, it's in tearing everything down and rebuilding and restructuring and relearning love patterns, that we rebuild ourselves and draw love to ourselves. But the enemy card is saying that you've been your own worst enemy because you've been feeding yourself BS, pretty much. If you have negative thoughts or opinions about yourself, in love, in relationships, I'm not worthy, love's not for me, I'm never going to have the kind of love that I want, well, that kind of negative self-talk is drawing the kind of negative energy that you don't want, either the wrong kind of partner or no love at all. So you got to be careful with how you talk about love and how you feel about love. Always try to be in control of your thoughts. You know, it's a hard practice, but when you actually start practicing trying to control your thoughts, catching yourself when your mind starts going in that direction, you can really start to manifest what it is you do want. And that is emphasized here with the Magician card. Okay? Ultimately, it's about you being in control of yourself, of your destiny. That's what the Emperor is. He rules the empire. He doesn't let anybody else make the decisions for him. So you can't let your emotions rule you. It's holding you back from what you ultimately desire. Now for my coupled Scorpios. It's interesting because I feel like you may be involved with an air sign. So we have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius with the Queen of Swords. And I feel like there's some confusion on your part as to whether or not this is somebody that you want a long-term potential with, or maybe if you even want a relationship with. I think you see this person as your equal or as your partner, but for some reason it feels like with the Six of Pentacles here, it's almost like there's a lack of balance in this relationship. And there's some confusion about whether or not that is, I don't know, it's almost like you're confused about whether that imbalance is really there. Or is it just you're being told that by this person? Like maybe this person feels as though, I don't know, that you're controlling the relationship too much. They may be telling you this and you're telling them, well, I don't know, I don't really see it that way. I think it's pretty fair. But at the same time, I don't know, there's a part of you that kind of questions it. I also feel like you're kind of questioning whether or not this person is really your ideal mate. Maybe because there's a lot, there's just too much here about decisions and the number 2 and choices. So there are choices here to be made about whether or not this relationship is truly your ideal relationship, your ideal partnership, whether or not this person's going to be there through thick and thin, and or whether or not this person's like taking you down a path that you don't necessarily want to be on. But I feel like you're very confused because we have the Seven of Cups and then this woman here with the Two of Swords, she's blindfolded. She doesn't really see things for what they are. So I kind of feel like for some of you, you may be putting this person on a pedestal when they don't really need to be. And the fact that you're having these doubts, this is your intuition that you need to listen to, okay, when you make decisions. Because right now, you feel like you don't have enough information to make the decision. Or in the month of November, you may feel that way. It may be something as simple as communicating with your partner to create that balance back into your relationship. So this is a friend. This is somebody, whomever you're in a relationship with, this is a friend and a confidant. This is someone that maybe you will even have some legal ties or bindings to. So marriage for some of you. For others of you, this could be some other type of, maybe you like, I don't know, you have commitments to one another. So maybe you have children together, or maybe you have a home together even. But there's also a strong friendship and bond in this relationship, and for some reason somebody feels like they're not receiving enough, and there's some confusion on your part about why this person feels like they're not receiving enough. It's putting you on edge, and it's making you feel a little apprehensive, like, you can't truly just be completely comfortable. Let's look at the Six of Pentacles. So it may be that somebody has a spending problem. It may be that somebody's pushing you towards a more stronger commitment than what you're ready to give at this point. They're wanting more. And you kind of see it as a self-serving attitude rather than it being something that is equal. Like, we're making this decision together because we want this decision together. It's more like maybe they're pressuring you into marriage and you're not ready to make that commitment yet, but they keep pushing and pushing. And you see it more as a self-serving thing rather than something that's going to benefit you as of right now. Or maybe it's money, Maybe you have children with someone. You have the wife card. Maybe it's just a couple, a married couple that, finances aren't equally shared. And there's a feeling like, one person holds more control because of that than the other. It's like you're wanting to return to past times when things were more celebratory and fun and enjoyable, but right now things feel really tense with your partner. You've known this person possibly for some time, so you don't want things to be in this position where they presently are. So it's like I have to make a decision about how we're going to make this work,